A Republican member of the Tennessee General Assembly, he is best known for his vote that gave all women the right to vote. In the U.S., there had to be a minimum of 36 of 48 states to ratify an amendment. 35 of them had already voted in favor, but Tennessee was the last one that remained undecided. In August of 1920, the Tennessee state legislature came down to Byrne to split the tie. While he originally intended on voting nay, he voted aye.
Robert Lafayette sought many progressive reforms as governor, such as workers' compensation and women's suffrage. He eventually became a national leader of the progressive movement and an opposer to railroad trusts, law system, and World War I. Between 1921 and 1924, he played a prominent role in exposing the Teapot Dome scandals. In addition, Lafayette rose up to the position of U.S. Senate from 1906 to 1925. His main contribution to American history is his support of the reform legislation, like labor legislation. Lafayette's most famous achievement, the Lafayette Seamen's Act of 1915, helped increase safety and working conditions of sailors. Also, he argued that the entire economy were controlled by a few men who were in turn dominated by the J.P. Morgan and Standard Oil companies, leading to his founding of Lafayette's Weekly in 1909. Mainly known for being a temperance reformer and women's suffragist, Frances Willard became the national president of the Women's Christian Temperance Union, also known as WCTU, in 1879. Under Willard's leadership, the WCTU grew to be the largest organization of women in the 19th century. Through Willard, the WCTU was able to mobilize women and gain support of men for their causes. Her influence continued after her death, as the 18th and 19th Amendments were adopted. During her lifetime, Willard succeeded in raising the age of consent in many states, as well as passing labor reforms like the 8-hour workday. She was originally a teacher, but she saw the issues regarding women equality present in society and chose to stand up as a reformer. Her tireless efforts for the temperance cause included a 50-day speaking tour in 1874, an average of 30,000 miles of travel annually, and an average of 400 lectures every year. In 1888, she joined Mary Wright Sewall at the International Council of Women and laid the groundwork for a permanent National Council of Women.
Tom Johnson, an important figure of the Progressive era, played a significant role in social reform. He was an advocate of free trade and single land tax. After becoming mayor of Cleveland, he sought to use government to counter big businesses and bring relief to those struggling to make ends meet. He fought against monopolies by supporting ownership of public utilities. In many ways, he revitalized Cleveland due to his concern for the well-being of its citizens and industry, which he tried to improve with his actions of building public bathhouses and other public services. Activist Carrie Chapman Catt was important to the cause that brought equal voting rights to U.S. citizens. Being the founder of the League of Women Voters, she led an army of women in 1919 to pressure Congress to pass the 19th Amendment, giving them the right to vote, and convinced state legislators to ratify it in 1920. She believed each additional state where women can gain suffrage would increase the pressure to pass the 19th Amendment an approach dubbed the winning plan. The triumph of women's suffrage in the U.S. during the 1920s was very much the work of Cat. She believed it was women's natural right to participate in politics on an equal basis with men. One of her goals was that the political process should be rational, dominated by citizens, not politicians.